Welcome to a new video from Signum Saddle Service. Today we want to show you how to adjust the paddle, our new product, to fit the horse. I played a key role in developing this product together with my colleague Stefan Baumgartner. My name is Gernot Weber and I am the Managing Director of Signum Saddle Service GmbH. To best adapt the paddle to the horse, we've built a measuring tool here, which allows us to take the angle on the inside of the horse. And on the other hand, we can use the outer angle to hold it against the paddle and thus adjust the paddle to the horse as best as possible. In addition to the gullet plate, which we have to adjust here on the paddle, there are also the Velcro pads, and I'll show you how to fit them to the horse. First, I'd like to show you how to use the measuring instrument to take the horse's measurements, and how we then transfer this measurement to the paddle and adjust the paddle so that it will fit our horse later on. To do this, what I do is carefully place the instrument on the horse, positioning it just behind the shoulder area. At this point, you can very easily use your fingers right here to help guide and steady the instrument, making sure it is in the correct spot. To feel the shoulder, this is the bony element here, which feels very firm. And if you reach further back or move your finger further back, you'll feel an area where the muscles begin, so where it becomes significantly softer. And that's the idea, that I place the part in this area back here, in such a way that the angle lies parallel to the horse. I'll now show you two positions that would definitely be wrong. Once like this. This way you can see that the angle at the top is not correct in relation to the bottom. So at the top corner, the plastic is now pressing into the horse, and at the bottom, here I have a centimeter of space and it's not touching. The other way around too tight would be like this. The bottom corner presses in and at the top I have a clear gap, so that again the angle is not parallel. If I now slowly let it slide down from top to bottom, I come to this point here where I can see the pressure of the smooth plastic edge resting evenly on the horse. And now we come to step 2, how we transfer this to our paddle. For that, what I'll do is I'll just turn it around for you. And we now have to transfer this angle to the paddle. I'll show you what it would currently look like. We have plenty of space here. We need to close this triangle that's forming here by adjusting the gullet plate of the paddle until these outer surfaces lie parallel against the paddle, just as we previously had the horse lying parallel against the inside of the instrument. I'll put this aside for a moment and grab the adjustment wrench. Here you can clearly see the screw that is responsible for changing the angle of the gullet plate. I'm placing the wrench here, and I can now turn the wrench inwards. This means the side surfaces, basically the wings, also move inwards. If I turn the wrench outwards, that is away from the paddle, then the surfaces also move outwards. That's the easiest way to remember and visualize it, I think. So we had the paddle set too wide before and want to make it narrower. That means we now have to turn the wrench inwards several times. We keep repositioning it and turning the screw inwards. It's very important to seat the wrench correctly and not let it slip before you finish turning, because if the edges of the screw get rounded off, it will be much harder to adjust in the future. So make sure that you seat it well here and then change it bit by bit, quarter turn by quarter turn. So now let's take a look. We've turned it 4 or 5 times now to see if anything has changed. And lo and behold, I'm now pressing this side against it with my thumb. And on the other side, I can see that the triangle here has become significantly smaller than before. But there's still some gap here, which means we need to go a bit smaller. I'll put the wrench back on and turn it twice more. A very rough rule of thumb is that with 1/4 turn of the wrench, I can make it about 1 centimeter smaller. We had about 2 centimeters of space left here. So 2/4 turns as a rough guide. So if there's 5 centimeters of space, turning it once won't be enough, and you don't need to turn it 20 times either. So just keep checking every now and then how it fits in relation to the angle. And now, as you can see, we have a very even angle. It's flush on both the right and left. And that's how it was positioned on the inside of the horse before. This means we have two parallel surfaces. The angle of the gullet plate is now set so that it will also lie parallel and evenly on the horse. Now that we've adjusted the gullet plate, we'll close the flap here again and place the pad on the horse, and let's see if our adjustment fits correctly. As a very rough idea, you can see from the outside that this seam here on the outside, this edging also lies evenly against the horse here. And the more important thing is, if I put my hand in very deep here and then pull it down from top to bottom, I can feel nicely whether the pad lies evenly against the horse. If I have the feeling that I can put my hand in very easily at the top and towards the bottom it gets very tight and presses a lot here, or the other way around, that it has a lot of pressure at the top and, for example, doesn't touch at all at the bottom, then the angle isn't right, but actually it should be like it is here. You put your hand in here, pull your hand down, and it feels relatively even. The pressure from the pad on the horse from top to bottom. Now we come to the last part of our adjustment. It's about attaching the Velcro cushions. The Velcro cushion has a Velcro strip on this side, and on the inside of the pad, the counterpart, the soft side of the Velcro, is attached. And following the line of this Velcro path here, you have a very rough orientation. But it's more important to go by the measurement of the spinal clearance, because depending on how narrow or wide your horse is, the measurement of the spinal clearance will also change as a result. And with the setting as it is, I start here at the back to attach the Velcro so that the end of the cushion also starts roughly at the end of the pad. And then I place it on one side, and the same I do with the part on the other side. And when I look in here now, I see that the channel is now clearly too wide. My very large fist still fits quite easily in between here. That means we have to get a bit narrower with the Velcro. We want to have, let's say, a woman's fist in width here in the spinal channel, and for that we would have to get about 2 centimeters narrower still. That means I simply detach the Velcro at the front again. It can stay on like that at the back, and I'll go a little bit narrower. And I always have the Velcro line here now, which I can use for orientation to ensure I apply both Velcro pads evenly. And I lift that up again as well and go with the same distance here with the other Velcro. And now, if I look here now, I have a distance of 4 fingers here. It's also a bit wide towards the back, so I can, for example, loosen the Velcro here as well. And on each side, move the Velcro pads just a little bit closer together. Now I have a nice distance here from me. Finger, for most it will be a fist. And here at the front, we're still a bit too wide. I'll go up again and move it a bit closer inward. And now I also have 4 fingers of space here at the front, a nice width throughout so that the spine remains clear. But if the Velcro pads are too far apart, the area becomes so wide that the Velcro pads can't support it. And then there's the risk that the middle area here will end up resting on the spine. Therefore, it must be narrow enough to support it and wide enough so that the spine has enough space in between. And if I place it on the horse like this now, I have here, matching the horse, the angling, the even pressure distribution, the spinal clearance large enough so that the bony area here, the spine, remains clear, and enough air both in width and upwards so that the spine is free and relieved of pressure. And the pad fits the horse so nicely.